What's going on, millionaires? You're listening to the Million Dollar Mind Podcast, episode 158 on actions that create habits. All right, so millionaires, it takes 21 days to create a habit. 21 days of actions to create a habit. And not only does it take 21 days, but it takes 90 days for you to see results from the actions and the habits that you create. Now, what does that mean? It means that this is the perfect episode for you if you were looking to be consistent and you were looking for the answers to why you are not achieving the goals that you are setting for yourself, right? Because it's not the results that we are lacking in. Right? Results don't bring you more results. Focusing on results does not get you to what you're looking for. It's actually consistency in habits and the actions that you set on a consistent basis that creates those habits that is going to get you the results that you're looking for and be able to help you measure your success for the future. All right. So welcome back, millionaires, to the Million Dollar Mind Podcast. Today, we're going to be talking about creating strong, sustainable habits. I'm your guy, Kai Speaks. And before we jump into that, I just want to let y'all know that you can still text 5 a.m. Club or 5 a.m., however you want to do, to 404-882-7422 if you want to join our accountability group. Yes, we are still holding each other accountable, waking up before 6 a.m. And again, my schedule is Monday, Tuesdays, Thursdays, Fridays. I'm waking up at 5 a.m. And on Wednesdays and Saturdays, I'm waking up right around 6:30, maybe even 6:45. But we were even starting in that accountability group on Wednesdays from 7 to 8 a.m. We actually going to be doing some fellowship and some trainings and things like that. It's going to be fun. And I can't wait for you guys to join us. It's 100% free. So text 5 a.m. to 404-882-7422. And I'll send you the invite code so that you can join our Telegram group. But let's get it popping. Yo, millionaires, what's up? So we talk a lot about real estate as well. Entrepreneurship, real estate, mindset is all the topics of the Million Dollar Mind Podcast. So much so that I'm starting to have a lot of you millionaires coming up to me and asking me, what are the best ways to get into real estate, right? You guys know that I personally started off wholesaling. And within the 18 months when I first started wholesaling, I've generated over $1.4 million for my company just in wholesaling before we even started picking up properties of our own. So with that being the case, I've listened, I've heard the feedback, and we finally started the Side Hustle Academy program specifically for real estate investors and aspiring real estate investors who want to learn some other exit strategies without the traditional ways of going through real estate school and becoming a realtor, or having tons of money to dump into properties when we really don't have the money to spend anyway. So it's a whole nother world out there when it comes to wholesaling. And it's just a strategy of learning when to dispose properties that don't make sense for your portfolio. But to learn more about that, you can either go to kaispeaks.com/academy, or you can go down to the link to learn more about that Side Hustle Academy program for real estate investors. Let's get it. So welcome back to the Million Dollar Mind Podcast, the most trusted podcast in the world. Thanks to each and every single one of you. Passion and attraction. If you are here, right, looking for money-making tips and tricks to living a more passionate life, you are in the right place. So have you ever set some goals recently for yourself that you thought were obtainable, but you still aren't reaching them, right? You set this goal, it's like, that's a good goal. I really think that I can hit that goal. And then when it comes down to the expiration date or the time that you set for yourself to accomplish that goal, you're either close, not close, or you just haven't accomplished it at all, right? Most of us fall into that category. I'm guilty myself. I've set a ton of goals. It's 4 o'clock, time to do those push-ups, but I'll do it after I wrap with y'all, right? So, I mean, it's like we set these goals and they're attainable, but we're still not hitting them. And it was like we're confused as to why. Right? Are you having a hard time even identifying the reason why you aren't hitting these goals? I know I'm guilty, right? I've had a lot of goals that I thought were good goals. I thought were attainable goals. And then when I don't hit them, I have no idea why I didn't hit it. I have no reason, nothing at all, no data, right? No data. And that's what we're going to be talking about, not having any data and what that actually looks like and what that means and why you don't have any data in the first place. So speaking of, I was able to do some research, and I've learned and discovered that there are two types of goals outside of the goals that we're familiar with, right? Short term, long term, mid-term goals, right? These are all result goals. And that's the one type, right? Result goals are goals that we set for ourselves that are just based off of a result that we desire, right? Results like, I want to lose 30 pounds this month, or I want to make 10K a month, or I want to hire 3 new virtual assistants this month, or I want to, start keto this week, or I want to lose 30 pounds doing keto this month. Whatever it is, the result goal is a goal that you set based off of a desired result. It's in the name, result goal, right? That's the first type. The second type are action goals, also in the name. These are goals that you set, but they're based on actions that you have to do, right? So action goals look like, I'm going to make 10 calls before 10 o'clock, right? Or another one means that I'm going to I'm going to make 3 offers today, right? Or I'm going to talk to 150 people, or I'm going to make 60 calls, or I'm going to go to the gym 4 days a week, right? These are all action goals. And these are very important goals that we are missing in our goal setting, right? It's good to have the result goals. It's good to set the result goals, but without action goals, they literally mean nothing. These are just words. So out of result goals and action goals, which one do you think are more measurable? Is it easier to measure result goals, goals that we just say, this is what we want, or goals that we say, this is what we're going to do? Which one's more actionable? And I gave you the answer. It's the action goals. Joke's on me. These are the ones that are more actionable or more measurable. I don't know why I keep saying that, but yes, action goals are more measurable for the simple fact that they're easier to identify what's working and what's not. You can't identify what's working and what's not with result goals when there's no actions attached to them. You can only identify what's working based off of what you're doing and what you're not doing, right? If I say I want to make 10 offers a week, and I don't hit 10 offers a week, then I can't, I can say like, okay, something has to give. I either need to increase how many people I talk to, or something, or I need to work longer. Something needs to change, right? I have to do something differently. But that's just not possible if I'm having just result goals like, I want to make 10K a month, right? Or I want to make 20K a month, or I want to do whatever it is, right? I have to have some type of action goals. All right, so boom, right? And the reason why you want to have goals that are measurable, because having goals that are measurable, it's easier for you to do things like duplicate yourself and track results, right? When things are working, you have to be able to track what's working and what's not working for yourself and for your teams. When you start team building, delegating tasks, it's great for accountability. It's great for all these things. And they're all now possible when you start to set action goals. But imagine hiring an employee, or imagine being an employee, getting hired at this new job, and your employer tells you that your only role is to make 20K a month. How are you going to get it done? Like, what are you telling right now? All you told me was this desired result. You want me to make 20K a month. You want me to have this 20K per month book of business, but you haven't told me any ways or any actions that I need to do that makes it realistic for me to get that 20K a month. And if you're just as frustrated with if somebody was to tell you that, imagine if you were to tell somebody else that. Imagine telling yourself that. Imagine what your body is like when your brain says, let's lose 30 pounds this month. And your body's just moving, but it's not moving in the right direction because it doesn't really know what to do, right? So our brain has to come up with action goals that tells our body literally what to do. We can't leave it, we can't leave our body to just kind of guess and move, because our bodies are not that smart. We'll end up doing a lot. We'll end up doing a lot more, but we won't get a lot done, right? And I love using this analogy. It's like running on a treadmill, right? If you're just trying to burn some calories, running on a treadmill may be a great idea. But if you're trying to get somewhere, a physical location, running on the treadmill, you're just burning calories. You're just wasting energy, but you didn't get anywhere. It's the same. It's the same thing of setting result goals without action goals. You'll find yourself doing things because you feel like you should be doing something, but you're not doing the right things because you didn't take the time to sit out and plan these goals. So when it comes to sitting down and planning these goals, it has to be a method to it, right? It has to be some easy way that we can set action goals the right way. Because there's really no right or wrong way for setting action goals. But I can tell you that this way will put you on the map and get you in the right direction much faster, right? And so, of course, it's not the $1 Million Mind podcast without me sharing some actionable items. Since we're talking about action goals, let's share some action steps. So I got some action steps for you. These are 6 steps, 3 plus 3, right? These are 6 steps that you can follow today to start creating some action goals for yourself. So the first one is identify specific tasks daily and weekly. Question I love to ask myself on a consistent basis is, what do I need to get done today? What do I need to get done this week? What do I need to get done tomorrow? More so in the order of today, tomorrow, this week, right? So what do I need to get done today? That's me really sitting down, and this is always best in the beginning of the day, right? That's why it helps waking up before 6 a.m. because that's your sacred time. That's time that you can now use to look at what you want your day to look like and plan out your day. It's perfect, but it's hard if you have a 9 to 5 and you're waking up at 8 o'clock. It's hard to do that if you're waking up with just enough time to get up, brush your teeth, get dressed, and be on the road and get stuck in rush hour, right? That's not going to work. And it's not safe to do it while you're driving. So I don't want to hear anybody saying that they like to do these things while they're driving. Do these things at home. Wake up early. Stop being lazy. It's easy to wake up late. It's hard to be consistent waking up early to give yourself enough time to plan your future. So wake up early and ask yourself those questions. What do I need to get done today? What do I need to get done tomorrow? What do I need to accomplish this week? There you have 3 sets of action goals that you should be following, right? Next, you want to identify some tools and some resources that may be needed. For example, if I set a goal like I need to make 10 calls isn't working, I need to start making 150 calls a day. It's tough it's going to be overwhelming for me to try and make 150 calls from my cell phone. So I'm going to want to get some type of software like an auto dialer or something that allows me to plug and play numbers, and then it goes through the list. I call one, they don't answer, I hang up, it calls another one automatically. I need something like that. So you want to keep that in mind too. Once you have these goals and these action goals, always be thinking, what is going to allow me to do this the smartest way possible? Always work smarter and not harder, right? If I need to, matter of fact, it's this girl on TikTok and I don't know her name. You guys might even be familiar with her and her brother's videos, but her brother always is losing his money by saying, I'll bet you 100, I'll bet you 200. If you can figure out how to do something like put water in this cup without touching it and without grabbing a bottle of water and pouring it in there, right? And she always finds a way to do that impossible task in the smartest way possible. Think of it like that, right? Always dissect your action goals with, all right, now that I have the action goal, how can I get this done the smartest way possible? Once you do that, step 3 is you're going to double check your action plan using systems, people, and tools, whatever you have access to, just to make sure that you are setting the right goals. It's always good to have mentors, right? If I'm setting a goal to make 10K a month, I want to find a mentor that's consistently made 10K a month. And I want to just run my action plan by them and say, hey, do you think that these actions are the ones that I need to take that are going to get me closer to 10K a month the fastest? Right? That's one way that you can leverage people to double check your action plan. A way that you can use systems to double check your action plan is by creating systems and then implementing these actions right away. So I like to use things like scorecards, which I plug in all of my KPIs, my key performance indicators. I'll have things like, for my VAs, I'm using key performance indicators like how many new leads have been generated, so how many new messages have been sent, how many replies did we receive, and how many appointments have been booked. Those are the 4 key performance indicators that I'm tracking with my virtual assistants. On the left side, or on the right side, my right, your left, I'm tracking things like, okay, for myself, what's my talk time? How long am I on the phones with these folks? How many contacts have I dialed? How many offers have I made? And how many contracts did I get? Those are KPIs that I like to use when wholesaling, so I can make sure that I'm doing I'm focusing on the best activities. High income activities are the activities that you want to be focusing on the most. Number 4, step 4, prioritize your tasks by importance. And again, this is easy when you ask yourself daily, what do I need to do today? What do I need to do tomorrow? What needs to get done this week? And the reason why I like to ask these questions is because it allows me to prioritize these tasks. If I just have a to-do list of things, I could be doing something that could have clearly got done next week or at the end of the week over something that needed to get done today. And then I burn myself out to where now I'm procrastinating doing this last task when this is the task that should have gotten done today. So that's why you want to ask yourself those questions, right? Prioritize, because you don't want to burn yourself out. Always bang out the things that are most important before you bang out things that, because sometimes we like to do this. I'm guilty of it. We'll see the things that need to get done next week because they may get done in like 10 minutes versus the thing that may get done in 45 minutes, but it's due today. And we'll prioritize those because they'll get done in a shorter amount of time because we really don't feel like working. Don't fall victim to that. Instead, try to compartmentalize your goals into short times, right? So you want to make these action goals something that can be accomplished within 10 to 15 minutes. And if it can't, see in how many ways can you break it down into several different action steps, right? So that you can do 2 at a time, take a break, come back, do another 2, take a break, come back, and so forth and so on, right? That's that. The next one is going to be set expiration dates. A goal without an expiration date is bound to be overdue. And what I mean by that is it's overdue as soon as you don't put an expiration date on it, it's overdue. And again, you can avoid that by saying what needs to get done today, what needs to get done tomorrow, what needs to get done this week. But if you just write set up business account, set up this, do that, do this, do that. If you just set these things without any expiration dates, again, it's going to be easier for you to just push them off to the side because you always going to have the mindset in the back of your head, I can get it done tomorrow. I can get it done tomorrow. I can get it done tomorrow. Today never comes for those goals. So set expiration dates, right? Set expiration dates. If you're not going to follow the today, tomorrow, this week method, at least write set up business account by this date, right? At least do it that way. Do yourself that favor, because you're doing yourself a disservice if you're not setting these expiration dates. And if it doesn't have an expiration date, quite frankly, the goal is not complete. That is not a complete goal. All right. Last but not least, keep the end goal in mind while focusing on the small tasks. And what I mean by that is you still want to come up with result goals. I'm not saying F result goals. I'm not saying that result goals are bad. Leave them in 2021. I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying that when you're goal planning, right? When you're planning for your week, your month, your quarter, and I don't recommend going past a quarter when you're planning, right? Your goal should look like, okay, I want to lose 45 pounds this quarter, right? That's the result goal. Now you have to come up with individual small tasks that are going to get you closer every day to that result goal. And so now once you have the task in mind, you're focusing on the small task. Okay, what needs to get done today? Did I go to the gym today? Nope. I got to make sure I get my workout in today. Okay, tonight I need to meal prep, or this week I'm going to meal prep, right? So it's like now focusing on the small task and revisiting the end goal every once in a while, every week or so, right? Maybe every week and a half, just checking in, seeing where you're at. But you should always keep it in the back of your mind. Keep the end goal in mind while focusing on the small tasks that it takes to get the goal done. All right. So those are your 6 action steps. You can apply these today, and we're going to get into some funny stuff because you guys are probably excited about setting these action goals, right? And upon that excitement, be very careful not to disregard the goals that you have already set for yourself. And this is what I mean by this, right? Because most people think that having big, audacious goals is enough to motivate them to succeed. And it quite frankly isn't, right? We already know this from experience. We have big, audacious goals that we set every single year on the 1st of the month. The 1st of January, we say we're going to make $100,000 this year, or we're going to get married, or we're going to lose 50 pounds, or we're going to get a new position, or get get a raise or get a promotion, right? We set these big audacious goals and we think that's going to be enough to motivate us because we have the goal. The problem is motivation can't even save you. Most people think that motivation can save you, but it can't because motivation isn't even guaranteed. You're not guaranteed to be motivated every single day, right? You might be temporarily motivated by this video to go scratch all of your goals off and rewrite new goals. And you might have a goal that needs to be accomplished this week, and all of a sudden you're not motivated to get it done because of this new motivation on this shiny object syndrome. See, in humans, we naturally have a tendency to look at what's shinier, right? We look at what is shinier, and that is what gives us the motivation, right? We say that we want to do this business endeavor, and when it comes to actually now creating the systems, running the business, we start to lose that motivation. And then we definitely lose motivation when we go on Instagram and we see somebody else doing another business endeavor and they're making it seem seamless and effortless and they're making a whole lot of money doing it. And then now all of a sudden we're not motivated to do this endeavor because we got the shiny object, like this endeavor may be better. So that's an example of how motivation is not guaranteed. So motivation alone is not going to help you succeed, right? Think about it like this. Because this is very, very common, right? What do all sports teams have in common? All sports teams have the same thing in common. And if they don't have it in common, they most likely not a sports team. They might be just some like intramural club or boys and girls club, something like that, right? And no shade, because we need those. We need like the volunteer clubs, but I'm talking about like athletic associations, and teams that have budgets, teams that travel, teams that, win, teams that get upset about losing. They all have the same goal. And that goal is to win a championship. Now, if having the audacious goal of winning a championship was enough, everybody would be a winner. But that's not the case. Every single game, we are guaranteed to have a winner and a loser. So if we're guaranteed to have a winner and a loser, that right there should tell you that there's something missing. There is something missing because somehow there's always going to be a winner and a loser. And so having the goal to win clearly is not enough to succeed. What is missing are the action goals. What's missing is the discipline, the routines that the winning team sets, the coaching staff, the leadership on the team, the behaviors on and off the court, the diets, right? All this is a part of the winning culture, right? It's not just the goal. If it was the goal, everybody would have won a championship this year. But there's only one team that can win a championship. Out of all the teams in the NBA, out of all the teams in the NFL, the MLB, the NHL, whatever sport you like, out of all the teams in this association of that sport, only one team is going to win a championship. And so the difference between that one team and the rest is this one team doubled down on their actions and their consistency, not on the result. Because again, if you focus on the result, it's not going to bring you more results. If you focus on the result of winning a championship, and I don't care what life coach, what mentor tells you, oh, if you just emotionalize the goal, think about the feeling of when you, because I've said, I'm guilty of this. I've given this advice, and this advice is good. It's great advice when paired with the advice of helping a person set action goals, which is what I'm doing, right? But I can't just tell you, oh yeah, just imagine winning a championship. Think of how that's going to feel. Think of how proud your family is going to be of you. Think of the endorsements that are going to come from it. And that's not going to be enough for me to actually win a championship. I can't just think of these things. I have to now think of what I'm going to do on a consistent basis. That is what I have to think of. And that's what I have to keep in the back of my mind at the end of the day, right? Because doesn't it just seem crazy to just say, I'm going to make 100K this year? Insert your crickets, whatever you want to do. That's all I'm saying. I want to make 100K this year, right? You probably in the back of your mind, as well as everybody else is saying, yeah, right. Like you never made 100K before. What makes you think you're gonna make 100K this year? You just saying you want to make 100K. You have no plan to do it. Or what if I said, I'm going to lose 30 pounds? That's it. No action plan to go to the gym consistently. No meal plan, no meal prep. I'm just saying I'm going to lose 30 pounds. No one's going to believe you. You don't even believe you. Because if you believed yourself, you would say, I'm going to lose 30 pounds by doing X, Y, Z, and I'm going to get X, Y, Z done by ABC, this time frame. That's the statement of somebody who believes themselves. But the person who doesn't believe themselves say, I'm going to make 100K this year, or I'm going to go to the gym, or I'm going to lose 30 pounds. I'm going to try to lose 30 pounds. I'm going to try to make 100K. Right? Right. I want you all to stop what you're doing, put a quarter on the floor in front of you, and try to pick it up. Try to pick it up. I didn't say pick it up. I said try to pick it up. You can't. It's either you pick it up or you don't. So when you setting goals, especially don't say I'm going to try to do anything. Because if you say you're going to try to do anything, you're going to end up not doing anything. That's facts. That's facts. So to me, when we say these things, these empty expressions, it just feels like we blowing smoke. And my goal is not complete without a plan of action. I do not have a complete goal without an expiration date and action steps. If I don't have those things, the goal is just a wish. It's just a wish. So think about how frustrating it is to want something so badly, but you have no clue why you can't attain it, right? We all have goals. We may not all have goals, but most of us have goals of retiring our parents, right? Living a luxury life, traveling the world, providing for our kids, generational wealth. These are goals that a lot of us have. Imagine if you're on your deathbed, God forbid, and you didn't accomplish this. Do you know the amount of regret you will have to not accomplish this and then not know why you couldn't accomplish it? Not knowing, what to tell your family. I'm sorry I didn't get it done. I don't know what happened. Right? Like I know at least, God forbid, if I wasn't to be able to do those things and accomplish those things, I'm going to know exactly why. Because I'm going to have the action plans and I'm going to know what actions I did do and I'm going to know what actions I didn't do. And I'm going to leave it up to my kids or my kids' kids to pass the torch and finish the work. But at least I know I'm not going to feel regretful. I'm going to know that I did what I did and I left them the blueprint and the roadmap to finish the rest and get the job done on my behalf. It will be a horrible feeling. It will be a horrible feeling to want so much for yourself and for your family and to not know why you can't have it, because you deserve to have it, right? You deserve to have these things. And as always, I'm super thankful to have you all a part of the show week in, week out. I just gave y'all some gas. Now, the question is where are you going to go now that you have a full tank? Gas is expensive. Gas is expensive. But I just gave you 30 minutes of gas for free. Where are you going to go with it? You're going to go to the top? If you're going to the top, I'm going to see you there. But if you're just going to stay stagnant, then pass this gas off to somebody else who's going to use it effectively and efficiently, right? But you have a full tank. Just make sure you use it and you go somewhere with this information, all right? And I'm super excited. Before I let you guys go, I'm super excited to share that we just launched our official website. Yes, the $1 Million Mind podcast website is officially launched. And you can also access some amazing things like millionaire merch. I'm even wearing some right now. We got some millionaire merch on and popping so you guys can see it. This is probably one of my favorite hoodies. We got some other hoodies on there that's going to be available soon. But you can now, have access to those things. Also have access to some episodes, some exclusive content. You can check us out on YouTube and just engage with us. Everything that you need is going to be on that website. I would love for you all to check it out. That's www.themdmpodcast.com. Go ahead and check out the official website. Let me know what you think. Give us feedback. I love all kinds of feedback as I continuously share with you all. And most importantly, make sure you go check out that millionaire merch and, you know, cop you some $1 Million Mind gear, that millionaire gear. All right. And you already know, when you take a look at that website, know it was done by Tim over at Simple Creations. They are changing the game with an amazing package for entrepreneurs, coaches, artists, brands, whatever, right? If you are starting a new company or you are rebranding your company, Simple Creations is going to be the place to go for all of your marketing needs. They're literally building a website for you from scratch, completing the SEO. They got options for you to get ads made, photo shoots booked, podcast interviews, the whole nine, right? Anything that's going to get your business launched in the next 30 days or so is going to be everything that you need. So check them out. I'll make sure I drop a link in the show notes so that you can book a free consultation with someone over at Simple Creations. And if you drop the code, or you give them the code, the MDM pod or MDM pod, you qualify for 10 to 20% off your entire package. So definitely go check out Simple Creations. I'm going to leave a link so that you can book your consultation today. And with that said, just remember the key focus: build momentum and drive results so you can live abundantly. My name is Kai Speaks. Peace.